welcome to Oweleke Business Times. I am Chiwendo Osisiago. Today we'll be discussing on hardship, agribusiness and job creation in Nigeria. Nigerians have been battling severe economic hardship in recent times as the prices of commodities continue to increase. There have been protests lately across states in Nigeria against economic hardship. However, agriculture has been one of the leading sectors for employment opportunities in Nigeria for several decades. The agricultural sector is significant over other sectors such as manufacturing, service, and the oil industry due to its uniqueness in entrepreneurship and self-employment. The importance of the agricultural sector in today's economy cannot be overemphasized. Today in the studio, we have a journalist and a farmer who will be discussing more with us on that shortly after the break.
Follow us on our social media handles at Oweleke TV. Visit our website at www.oweleke.tv for a thrilling journey. Oweleke TV, rising star at the fairground.
Welcome back from that break. Like I said, we'll be discussing on the topic hardship, agribusiness and job creation in Nigeria. And today with me in the studio, I have a journalist and an agro entrepreneur. He is Mr. Julius Oga. You're welcome to Oweleke Business Times.
Thank you for having me.
It's good to have you, sir. So, sir, let's go straight to the topic for today. We're talking about agribusiness and job creation. And with your experience as a journalist, as a farmer, what can you say about the state of agricultural sector now today in Nigeria?
Well, the state of agriculture in our country right now is perilous in the sense that there's the onslaught of insecurity, and then there is this crisis of incomplete agro-value chain development that is actually putting us in the hardships we are. Be that as it may, the sector still remains one of the biggest contributors to the gross domestic product of the country, and it contributes about 70% of employment according to Statista. Statista is a social research agency that provides statistics and research based on Human Development Index and other indices for measurement. So agriculture provides about 70% of employment in Nigeria, both formal and informal, and contributes about 21% of the gross domestic product, just a few steps behind oil. But, oil contributes most in terms of volume. Volume of returns in terms of foreign exchange. But agriculture produces more in terms of value. And what do I mean? Value in the sense that if you take that 70% that is in the nexus, in the agri-production sector, if you take them out of that activity, they will virtually be jobless. Agri is the only sector that allows unskilled workers to participate actively, unlike many other sectors that are formal. So because of that, we have a lot of, it provides itself like a shock absorber. It keeps a lot of people busy working even at subsistence level to produce food for the rest of the country. So agriculture remains a very important sector. Unfortunately, what has happened to it over the years, lack of investment by government, lack of development, and lack of consolidation in it has led to it's been what it has become. Like now people look at it like a menial occupation for people that haven't been to school. It shouldn't be so.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Julius Oga. I wanted to ask that, so with the whole hardship, ravaging the economy right now, one is supposed to know that you're supposed to have two streams of income. Like you're a journalist and you're a farmer. A lot of people just have one stream of income. How would you advise someone to, take this agricultural, business serious, especially now that things are, a bit difficult and foodstuffs in the market are difficult, it's expensive to get?
It's commonsensical. But I will hasten to add that I was a farmer and a journalist before the economic crisis started.
Yeah.
Yes, so I have been like that. And if I have my way, if I leave journalism, I'll go back fully into
Full-time.
farming. So I mean, it part time as a passion and all of that. But back to your question, it is commonsensical. You, for instance, if you have bitter leaf growing in your backyard, that saves you the cost of bitter leaf when you go for vegetables in the market. If you have tomatoes growing in your backyard, the same thing. I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yes.
So you don't have to, we have most of us who are urban residents have a challenge in, finding land to actually farm. So unlike people in the countrysides, in the townships and local government areas who, may live in areas where all you need to do is just tell the landowner, can I till the land? And he says yes. So for those people who have that option, why not? Why not? Many people in the countryside are doing this occupation, doing their formal jobs, their daytime jobs, and going back to their farms in the afternoon and combining the two. So if it is possible, I will advise for all people who have the means to, if it is possible for you, don't rely on your daytime job alone. One stream of income does not suffice to pay the bills, does not suffice to pay children's school fees, does not suffice, it's just commonsensical. So, and the cost of food as we speak is higher than the cost of everything else. So just tell me if you have to spend all your income buying food. So what do you have at the end of the month? You don't have savings. So it is just commonsensical. I will add, and there's no overemphasizing it, that if you have the capacity to, you don't, even if you live in a compound that is tiled wall to wall, what people do now is cottage farming. You can get a flower pot or a sack or something, put it into its arable soil. You can add some manure from cattle or from chicken, or if you want to put industrial fertilizers, good and fine, and plant vegetables around your compound. That saves you the cost of buying tomatoes. When you go to the market and they name a small basket of tomato, they name the price for you. You know how it feels. So if now you don't have to do that opportunity cost anymore. You just have tomatoes at home, and all you need to buy maybe is other condiments and complements to go with it. You've saved yourself some income. So this is at a very subsistence level, at a personal level, that you have saved yourself some income. At the bigger level, maybe we can hope that the government will get to a point where we begin to live like the Japanese are living. The Japanese don't have space. They are living amidst rocks and very tiny spaces, but they farm right on their roofs. So if you can do it, why not? I leave it there.
All right, sir. So tell us, how has this agricultural sector contributed immensely to the development of the economy?
Unfortunately, I whenever I say this, I am filled with passion. I feel like I want to cry. We left what was of value and ran after, after how do I call it? Like the end justifies the means. Agriculture was the mainstay of our economy back in the days, back in the 60s. We had cocoa plantations, rubber plantations, palm oil plantations. We had timber. We were making sufficient foreign exchange from this until the cost of oil dropped on our laps. So we were persuaded by development institutions that we could import. And because of that, we had cheap oil money. We sell oil. We abandon the farm. We sell oil. We use the money we sell oil to buy food. Who does that? We shot ourselves in the foot. So, if we want to develop as a nation, we must go back to what the advanced countries themselves are doing. Today, Ukraine is at war. Ukraine is still the hub of wheat production in the world. Ukraine is supposed to be even giving Nigerian food aid with wheat. Ukraine, which is at war, is giving us food aid. That shows you the value of what agriculture represents. It's a strategic weapon of war. America subsidizes agriculture to encourage people to grow food for everyone to eat, grow food for export. But here, because we found cheap money from oil, we abandoned agriculture. And we now have to import virtually everything, even the wheat with which bread is made. So, I mean, we have not done justice to ourselves. So the value of this sector economically cannot be overemphasized. We are supposed to be like the food production hub in Africa. We have over 40 million hectares of arable land which can grow food to feed the subcontinent. Not just to feed us, to eat, have enough to export. We have no business importing rice or maize. We don't, but we are. And so who loses? We use the money from which we sell oil, which we are supposed to be building electric power stations and developing the economy and building infrastructure and funding education. We use it to buy food. It doesn't make sense.
What other thing do you think government should do to help this sector?
Well, they should invest more in it. State governments, the subnational governments, local governments have enough access to land. They can see it. It's in their neighborhoods. They can develop it. States like Benue, states like Taraba, states like Kogi, if you see the volume of cassava that comes out of Kogi, if you see the volume of oranges, cashews, and mangoes that come out of Benue, and those that go to waste are more than those that go to the market. If you see the volume of plantains and bananas that come out of Cross River, if the agro value chain was developed for these commodities to be processed, for you to be able to turn cassava into cassava flour, so that instead of importing wheat, you now have a cassava flour as a substitute with which you can bake bread, then we won't damn worry about the cost of bread. We'll be making money from selling, agro-enhanced products. You won't be selling cassava or cocoa as a raw product, as a raw commodity. You'll be selling it as something you have processed, you have added value to, and at premium value. But what we do now is to buy chocolate. We export cocoa beans, and somebody takes it and adds sugar and adds this and packages it and brings it back to us, and they put it in ShopRite. And you go there to buy at premium value, and then you complain about hunger. Who's cheating who? So government should improve the agri value chain. The processing aspect of the agro value chain needs to be sufficiently enhanced. And I put these challenges on the doormats of the state governments. States like Benue have no business, with their youths running about looking for employment. If their agro sector was enhanced enough to absorb those youths, if their agro-industrial value was there, the industries will absorb people who are leaving school. We won't be studying philosophy and sociology. We'll be studying agri-economics. We won't be studying political science. We'll be studying advanced level agro-processing. So government needs, let me hasten to add, if you see the amount of food that comes to waste, sometimes I've traveled across this country. Last 2 weeks, I just came back from Kano. And if you see this is March.
Yes.
Along the Hadejia River Basin agro-irrigation project, you can see for as far as your eye span can go, you can see fields of green. Kano people are eating fresh corn now in March. Fresh vegetables, cabbages, all of that. But when they want to move these things to the market, you find a truck that has broken down on a bad road, and the tomatoes and whatever rots there. I have been traveling across this country. I came across a place where a truck was broken down. That truck was carrying pigs. And pigs are animals that like a lot of hydration. They don't like heat. In a span of 2-3 days, they begin to die. Now, why should we be moving livestock? Why should we be moving live cows, live goats, live donkeys, live pigs from Kano to Calabar or from Maiduguri to Lagos? Why should we? Why can we not process them into finished products, put them in a coal van and move them? Move beef, move mutton, move poultry, Move it to where the market is. As not something that goes there and they start roasting cows, retire. No, but something you have already processed at the point where it is, and you're moving it to where the market is. You're now selling something enhanced. It's not that you move live cows and maybe there's an accident and they die on the road. That is wastage. The same thing that happens to the vegetable, they rot on the roads. That is wastage. The reason is because the agro-processing value chain has not been completed, and the state governments are not doing anything about it because they are getting federation account allocation at the end of every month from the sale of oil. So they are not even thinking, how are my people going to be employed? And when they take that money, they just wait until the month ends. They pay salaries, no development, no industries, youths are unemployed, and then what we have naturally, arable, 14 million acres of arable land. Some states in Nigeria are bigger than some countries in Europe. And they are just there waiting for allocations at the end of the month to pay salaries. No industries, and the farms are there. I mean, the land is there to farm, but it's not being used. So if we were to enhance agriculture, we have no business being hungry. And right now, we would have no business collecting wheat from Ukraine. We won't.
All right, thank you, sir. So for some of us that wants to take this agricultural agribusiness as our second stream of income, sir, so what are the challenges you think we experience along the line?
The challenges are always elementary, and I hasten to tell anybody, agriculture is not the kind of business where you put in 200,000 naira today and expect that at the end of the year you get 250 or 300,000 naira. It is not so.
Okay.
There are so many intervening factors. The rains coming too early can spoil your investment, or coming too late can spoil your investment. Natural disasters like insect infestation or pest infestation or disease infestation can kill your crops, and your investment, it will be back to zero. But if you have the passion in you that I really want to do this thing, it drives you. Like, I will try again. And that's how the subsistence farmers survives. If you go to the villages, when the harvest is bagged, they don't go crying. Next year, they will not plant because last year's harvest was bad. So if you are interested in agriculture, just know, start small. Don't wait for 20 hectares of land. Start inside your compound. Keep flower pots, keep bags of eggs, plant whatever you can plant there. That is, yes, that space can accommodate. It can accommodate some vegetables. Start from there. And then if you really have a passion, you can begin to ask people, please, can I use the frontage of the compound? Ask your landlord, can I use it to crop? If he says yes, go ahead. Or ask your neighbor, please, can I come into your undeveloped plot and plant something? Even if they have started developing and it is still, they are not likely to finish in the next 1 year. There are things you can plant and harvest within 6 months. Just start small. Don't wait for when you have 20 hectares of land. You may never get 20 hectares of land.
Honestly. So I have a neighbor that was asking me just yesterday that she wanted to plant tomatoes, but she doesn't really know how to go about it. I was like, I have a guest today in the studio. We're talking about this agribusiness. So is it the best thing is to plant your seed and keep watching it day by day?
Okay. You are consulting me now and I'm going to charge for it. For tomatoes, the easiest thing to do is to do a nursery. You have the seed, you just broadcast the seed in a little, not a space bigger than this table. Till that place, make it, water it, broadcast the seeds, and let them germinate. When they germinate, prepare your land and transplant. Simple.
Very simple. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Julius. Okay, because of our time, what's your final take, sir?
My final take is Nigeria has a lot of potential in agriculture. It should not and should never take its foot off the pedal. Governments, local, state, and federal all have a stake in food production in this country, where the population is growing to such an extent that the subsistence farmer may not have enough to feed all of us in another 10 or 5 years. So government should look forward to, really, really walking the talk. We're tired of conferences, we're tired of pronouncements and statements by government officials saying this is what we'll do, and in the end, it just remains a statement. We should walk the talk. Let us do what we say we'll do so we can feed our population.
What about to the citizens, especially those who intend to go into agribusiness?
Please encourage yourself. Self-motivation is a good part of everything you do. Encourage yourself that you really want to do it and you have a passion to do it. And then find a way to do it. Otherwise, if you're not self-motivated, agriculture is not something for Ajebo. And this Gen Z generation, please know that as you sit down there pressing your phone, by the time you're done pressing your phone, you feel hungry. Start learning how to farm. Because AI will not come and put food in your mouth. AI will not cook okra soup for you. Learn how to farm. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. You have said it all, Mr. Julius Oga. He has said that Nigeria has a lot of potential in the agricultural sector, and the government should talk work, not just talking. They should also work and do whatever they have said instead of just talking. And to Nigerians, he has said that you should encourage yourself. Nobody will ever encourage you, and you should be your own self-motivation and also learn to farm. Because if you just sit down, keep pressing your phone on a daily basis, you'll be hungry. And the things in the market now are on the high side, but by the time you plant, no matter how small, in your own environment, you realize that you start saving bit by bit. On this note, I want to say a very big thank you to Mr. Julius Oga for coming on Oweleke Business Time. It was good to have you, sir.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, sir. All right, don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, on Facebook, on YouTube at Oweleke Business Times. Our website is www.oweleketv. I am Chiwendo Osisiagu. Thank you for watching.